Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Talking with Bobby Lee, getting ready for his next fight, going down for LFA in South Dakota, Friday, April 26th. How you feeling going ahead into this fight, taking it on short notice?
I feel good. I feel good. 2 weeks is just enough time to, you know, study the guy, get a good hard week of training in, and then it's fight week. It's not too hard on the mind. It's like when you know about a fight months and months in advance, you're just always thinking about it. So this 2 weeks notice is more like, okay, get on weight and you're ready to go. Because I'm in
Yeah.
the gym all the time. I don't take months away from the gym. Just always there, always getting better, and I'm confident going into this. He's a hometown kid. He's from Sioux Falls, so it'll be kind of awkward afterwards, right?
Yeah, I mean, especially after you smash him like you've been doing your last few opponents. I mean, you've had all of your professional fights for major promotion RFA before they turned into LFA, and now have all your pro fights been for that promotion?
All but one. All but my one fight I fought for Driller in my second pro fight. That one's on YouTube. I landed a tornado kick. But outside of that one fight, they've all been for RFA or LFA.
Yeah. I mean that's really impressive because like they don't just bring guys up there. And me and James Clark, my head coach, we've been talking about you for a while because you've competed in some of the grappling tournaments. That 170-pound tournament, we were both a part of that. I got eliminated first round, but you had a little bit more success than I did at that tournament.
Do you
And we
remember?
definitely
Do you remember we had a jiu-jitsu match back in 2011?
was that at Champlin Park.
That was at Chapel Park, a sub hunt. Yeah.
Ooh. I didn't know that was you. I do remember.
Yeah,
Would you?
we accidentally collided heads, and I got
Oh,
I got an eye like a cut above my eye or something.
yeah. It was. Yeah, I was. Yeah, dude. I felt bad about that because I didn't. I don't. It was like the top corner of my head that just split, and I'm like, they just called like you can't put any Vaseline on that shit, like because you
Um,
definitely wanted to continue to go.
it was like for third place or something. I had already lost. That was my first tournament competing as in an adult division. I'd only done 1 year of kids tournaments, like teenage kids or like teenage age. Um, I did two tournaments and then I went to the adult division. I was like 15, 16 years old. I mean, I don't know how old you were, but we were the younger guys in the bracket.
How old are you right now?
23.
Okay, I thought we were closer to the same age. I'm 27, so yeah. You were 15. Yeah. Wow. Wow, dude. Yeah, I was. I think I was like 20 something. I don't know. Just
No,
19.
that was always my first impression of you. So like I'd see you at tournaments around, and I'm like, well, he's in my bracket. I can't be friends with him. But like I saw you at the fights the other day, and it's like, well, heck, we don't have a fight against each other. I don't have any animosity. Like it's just, and that's the thing about martial arts is like, yeah, when people show up at tournaments, they want to win. That's the mindset that they're given. But like, we're also just in martial arts, and we all just like we love it. We all have fun with it. So there aren't a lot of people who stick around in this way of life if they have too big an ego or if they're like a douche. I mean, they leave. Those
Yeah.
guys get filtered out.
Yeah. No, I mean, man, that's crazy finding out that that was you that went against, and you were so young too. Like, man, I'm honored to have had a match with you now because I fucking A. Me and Jim have been just praising you for a long time now. I mean, we definitely think that you're going to be the guy that's going to make it to the next level, and you're training with a bunch of top level guys. I mean, in working with Brock Larson, I know, or I heard that you traveled out and working with Tony Martin too. I know he comes back and forth and stuff. I mean, dude. I mean, how do you feel working with those guys going into every single fight, knowing that your training partners are way tougher than your opponents? I mean, at least on paper.
Well, like my first sparring sessions with in the MMA gyms or in a MMA gym was with Adam McDonough and Tony Martin, and Tony was getting ready for his UFC debut, and Adam was in the Bellator tournament, and he's making it to the finals, so he was really good. And
Yeah.
I'm 16, 17 years old, and they're like, "Okay, you're a good wrestler. Go take him down." So my first sparring sessions were trial by fire. They were the kind of ones where you're painting the sink pink with your blood afterwards or in the middle of the sparring session. But those early hard sparring sessions, they just helped me get ready to know, like, yeah, it's a fight, and when it gets down to throwing leather, I know I can keep my cool in there.
Yeah, yeah, and you've definitely shown that in the past with all your performances. You're a guy that's always going for the finish too. I mean, whether it's on the feet with your hands. I mean, you might be more known for your grappling ability, but it's not like you don't pack a lot of power in your hands too. Because I mean, there's been a few fights where you finished it on the ground, but you got him there with throwing hands. So, I mean, you got a lot of power behind you.
Something that always stuck with me early was Chael Sonnen saying, like, when it's a fight, there's no, and when the bell sounds, the ref says fight, there's no more talking. Just start throwing punches and elbows. Just keep moving forward, and you're gonna move. It's easier to move forward than it is to run backwards. So I've never had that counter striker mindset of like, okay, I'm gonna draw out his strikes and make him swing and miss, and then I'll get him. It's always more like the best the best defense is a good offense. So it's like press on the gas, and they'll never be able to make up ground. And
Yeah, no,
I've gotten into trouble before. I've lost fights. I lost to Jeff Peterson. I really floored it in the first round. I remember about 4 minutes in, I was like, "Oh no, he's not going down yet." He
yeah,
was a grown ass man. But that was a good fight to learn from, and because of that test, I've been able to beat other tough guys. So
yeah,
all these fights are building. It's all coming to these moments now. I got a moment here. I've had this Herb Brooks quote in my mind for a couple of weeks now, 2 weeks. Is great moments are born from great opportunity, and I have a great chance here in front of me. 2 weeks notice, get to fight the hometown kid. So I'm hoping to rise to the occasion.
yeah. I definitely hope you do. I mean, I root for you in almost every single one of your fights. What do you think that you're gonna, or what do you think that you're gonna see from your opponent in this fight?
One of the advantages of training with Brock is he speaks pretty plainly and pretty clearly. I've asked that question before. Hey, have you had a chance to watch film on my opponent? Have you found anything that's he's gonna do? And he speaks pretty candidly, and he says he's probably gonna try to punch you in the face. He's probably gonna try to kick you in the legs. If there's a takedown there, if you get out of position, he's probably gonna take you down, hit you on top. So it's like people talk about game plans, and it's just like it's a fight. You go out there to land punches and not to get hit. So um, I don't want to say that I don't like look at film or whatever. Like I'll watch his fights, but like I've seen a fight of his on YouTube, and he's fighting a 6'1" boxer. Like this guy is 6 feet, 6'1", and he carries himself like a boxer, and you can see he's got heavy hands in his heavy hands, and that's not really my style. I'm not 6'1". I don't really fight like a boxer, so I can look at these fights on YouTube. He's 9-5 is what I've found his record is. So he's got two more losses than I do, and the same number of wins. So what I can expect, he's going to be a tough competitor. It's going to be fought tooth and nail. We're fighting for that 1 inch, so that 1% difference could be the fight. So
Yeah,
I don't want to get too in my own head. It's just like he's going to throw punches at you. Be ready, throw faster punches, beat him to the punch. Be
yeah.
first, be last, be gone.
I remember seeing an interview. I can't remember who it was, but this was back when I first started off in MMA, where he says a game plan is a mind fuck. If you think too much about what you're going to do and then you go into the fight and you're not able to do it, you're like, oh shit, they're stopping what I planned on doing. It has to be more of an act react feeling, and it seems like you're around the great guys that know to tell you that, and you already approach the fight like that. It's good to know what your opponent thinks he's good at, but it's also just better to be ready for anything, because who knows? Like you expect him to come out there and wrestling, but he's secretly been training Muay Thai for years and years, and finally he's ready to show it or something like that. You never know exactly what a guy's doing.
I've got my bookcase in front of me, and I'm staring at Mike Tyson's face right now. And Mike Tyson said it best: is everyone's got a plan until they've been hit.
Yep.
And okay, so he's gonna hit me in the face. Am I gonna immediately change levels, go for the takedown, or am I gonna be able to think my way clearly on the feet? And I've got Brock in my corner. He's gonna be with me, and it's a huge boost. He's been with me 5 years for sure. Like 5 years, 5 days a week. He's been with me. So that's a lot of time that we've had together. And then also I got Coach Chris in my corner. Coach Chris Sycone. He's a Team USA coach. And I say that, and that means a lot to me. He helps represent the United States in kickboxing. So other people think highly of him. I think very highly of him, and it's nice to have him in my corner. So I have two of the best corner. I have the best corner in Minnesota. I'll take that corner against just about anyone, Yeah. And it sounds like even Tony might be there. So Tony Martin, one of my early first training partners. So I've got all these people who've been with me from the beginning. They're gonna be there. Tyler Matheson's fighting on that card. And he's been one of those guys that I've been in the gym with now for over 5 years. And that's cool. That's cool. I got my team with me, and it's weird because we have this conversation about whether or not MMA is a team sport, and it's a difficult conversation because it's me out there, but I don't get to be me without my team. Like Brock's a part of me. Chris is a part of me. All the sweat and the time that those guys put in with me. It means a lot. So I've got a great team behind me, and it's part of my success is them being with me.
I've been asked the same question before, and like the best way that I've ever explained it was like, yeah, I'm the knife that slices the meat, but they're the ones that sharpen the knife. Like if I go dull, I'm not going to be good at cutting that meat anymore. I need the ones that file that's going to be there to sharpen me up. That was the best way that I could explain it anyway to when I was asked that question. And I think that is kind of the same idea. Is there any other sponsors? Sorry,
just to go on with what you're saying. I got another book staring me in the face with Abe Lincoln's face on it. And Abe Lincoln has that quote about if he's got to cut down a tree, if he's got 6 hours to cut down a tree, he's going to spend 4 of those hours sharpening the axe. And we talk about our teammates. Those are iron sharpens iron. So I get to be with tough teammates, and that is what has allowed me to sharpen the axe. So I'm going to get in there Friday night, and I'm going to get to work, chop that tree down.
Hell yeah, I like that. Is there any other sponsors or teammates that you'd like to shout out before we wrap it up?
I'm wearing a Primal sweatshirt. The Onnit. It's not a great view. There you go.
Okay.
So Onnit has hooked me up with some supplements. They got the best stuff in the game. Feels good to be taking some of that stuff and feeling strong, feeling clear-headed. And also Dethrone is going to be sponsoring me for this fight. They've outfitted me for my last several fights, and it feels good to have these companies supporting me. They see value in me being able to represent their companies. So Onnit and Dethrone have been 2 very good companies to me, and I really appreciate all the help they've given me.
Yeah, no, you're definitely a good guy and a good representative of the brand, your team, and the sport. I can't wait to see what you do April 26th, Friday for LFA in South Dakota. Be sure to tune in on Access TV, you guys. Thank you for being on.
Thanks for the time, sir.
All right.
He doesn't need any of the smoke. Like I said, if you can't take this, inhale the smoke, don't talk about the smoke.